What's up, Titans family? Welcome back to All Out Titans podcast. Thank you so much for all your love and support. Do me a favor real fast. Hit that subscribe button for me. It's free. We have breaking news. Former Tennessee Titans offensive coordinator Arthur Smith has been fired as the Falcons head coach. Now, I'm going to say this. I love Arthur Smith when he was with us. I loved him. He was a great offensive coordinator for us. This couldn't happen at a better time. It's pretty obvious ever since Arthur Smith went to the Falcons to become the head coach, our offense has just went straight down the drain. And of course, trading A.J. Brown away helped a lot with that too. But Arthur Smith was a great offensive coordinator for us. I mean, ever since he left, our offense just went to crap, literally. Ever since Arthur Smith left, I have been begging for the Falcons to fire him. I know that's wrong to say, but at the end of the day, I really have, because I've been dying for him to come back to be the Titans offensive coordinator. Ever since he left, we had Tim Kelly and Todd Downing, and both of them obviously didn't pan out. Tim Kelly had a rough season because, one, he didn't do a lot of great play calls, especially when we needed it, and Todd Downing was just horrible. Now, I know we had a horrible offensive line and everything like that, but the play calling itself was pretty bad. Mike Vrabel needs to get on the phone with Arthur Smith tomorrow. I was like, hey, do you want to come back? Offer him a job right away. Now, here's the thing. Arthur Smith was a great offensive coordinator, but is he going to try to look for another head coaching job? As of right now, there are 3 other vacancies: Panthers, Raiders, and Chargers. Before Arthur Smith became the head coach for the Falcons, he had an interview lined up for the Chargers. One thing we know about the Chargers, they love offensive-minded coaches. Anthony Lynn, Stanley, I mean, you name it. They love offensive-minded coaches. Would they want to consider Arthur Smith to be their next head coach? That's the question. I mean, ever since he took over for Atlanta, they've had losing seasons. Never had a winning season with Atlanta. Maybe the first year, but after that, it was just no. This is really huge for Tennessee because obviously our offense needs help very badly. And Arthur Smith is a proven great offensive coordinator. We need to get him back right away. Mike Vrabel needs to get on the phone tomorrow and be like, Art, get your ass back home. Apparently, Arthur Smith's family still lives in Nashville. They still go to school in Nashville and everything like that. I don't know how real that is, how true it is, but that's what I've been told. You got to remember, before Arthur Smith went to the Falcons, he was with Tennessee. So he's been with the team for a long time. This is a bingo for Mike Vrabel. This is huge for Mike Vrabel. Apparently, there's a lot of talk going around that Mike Vrabel is in the hot seat. You bring Arthur Smith in as your offensive coordinator, that changes automatically. Not only that, the Titans fans are going to go fanatic. They're going to be so excited to have Art back. We've been wanting to have Art back since he left. We never wanted him to leave. We wanted to keep him. I think that's more of an Art thing. I think Art is a great offensive coordinator and not a great head coach. And that's nothing against Art. But at least with Tennessee, he can just focus on the offense. He doesn't have to worry about anything else. He just has to worry about the offense. And that's his MO. One thing about Mike Vrabel is he's loyal to his friends. Now, apparently he's going to have a meeting this week with Rand Carthon, Amy Adams, and the rest of the front office to see about changes coming to the staff or himself. I think offensive coordinator is going to be brought up. Like, we need a new offensive coordinator. He needs to get ahead of it right now and just shoot Art a text. They're great friends and be like, hey, do you want to come back? I mean, you're more than welcome to come back as the offensive coordinator. Let's say he's not in the hot seat and that gets brought up. What other candidates can you think of? Josh McDaniels is available. Everybody knows that they have Patriot ties together. You can keep Tim Kelly. I'm not a big fan of that. You know, I think Tim Kelly, I was excited for him when we first picked him up, even though I already knew that was going to happen. I knew from the get-go that Tim Kelly was going to be the offensive coordinator. Even though they were doing interviews and trying to get interviews and stuff like that, I knew Tim Kelly was going to be the next offensive coordinator. He was the offensive coordinator in Houston. He was the passing coordinator last year. He was definitely going to be the offensive coordinator. And honestly, I was really excited about it. Then after the season, I'm like, man, you know, there's certain times where he called plays that he should not have called. And especially taking Derrick Henry out of the game on third down all the time. That was ridiculous. You don't take Derrick Henry out of the game on third down. You keep him in there. Even if you're not going to give him the ball, you keep Derrick in there. Josh McDaniels thing, I was like, maybe, because Josh McDaniels has a history with Tom Brady and Will Levis is a young quarterback. Maybe Josh McDaniels can, you know, come up with some good plays for him and get the kid going. That's definitely a possibility. I don't see that happening, but that's definitely a high possibility. Arthur Smith is the best option. If they can get this guy back, that would be amazing. I will be in heaven. Mike Vrabel, Arthur Smith back at it again. That would be so awesome if they can make that happen. Honestly, I think Arthur Smith would actually stay in Tennessee probably for the rest of Mike Vrabel's career. He would try to stay there as long as he can. Yeah, it might be possible that he would try to go for another head coaching job, but it's not going to be next year or the year after. It's going to be later down the road. I really hope Arthur Smith can come back. I really do. This is going to be huge. This is huge for Mike Vrabel. It's a big decision. He's got a meeting this week with Rand Carthon and the entire front office about changes being made and everything like that. This is his jackpot right here. This is his bingo. This is his opportunity. Now, of course, Arthur Smith has to be up to it, but I think he would. Mike Vrabel being in the hot seat is still a high possibility, even though I think that would be a huge mistake. Mike Vrabel is a great head coach. A lot of people think, he's maybe above average or an average coach. Honestly, when we had the talent, we were extremely competitive. You can't blame Mike Vrabel because of the roster status we have. You can't blame him for that. When we had talent on the team, we were extremely competitive. Everybody wants to blame Mike Vrabel because how the past 2 seasons went. It's not his fault A.J. Brown got traded. It's not his fault the offensive line is torn to crap. It's not his fault the defensive backs suck. It's not his fault. He's doing what he can with what he has. Mike Vrabel is exactly what we need. He brought the culture. He needs to keep it there. Mike Vrabel needs to stay the head coach. We just need a great offensive line, great defensive backs, and we will almost be there. And we need to get a new offensive coordinator, and Arthur Smith would be perfect for it. Please, to the football gods, bring Arthur Smith back to Nashville. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good night.